And I keep telling y'all to subscribe to Chinatown so I can help y'all use the trauma that these niggas got to your advantage, sis.
When female dating coaches are teaching women to take advantage of men's trauma, do not be surprised when you get the results you get with men. Why they don't care, why they dog you out, why they don't open up. Subscribe, let's talk about it.
And that nigga told me that when he was little, his mama used to neglect him for a few days at a time to go be with her nigga. And I had said, bingo. It's your favorite homegirl, Coach China. I've been coaching women into provision, healed places, and feminine places for quite some time. And I keep telling y'all to subscribe to Chinatown so I can help y'all use the trauma that these niggas got to your advantage, sis. Now listen, sis. I know you used to hearing stories like that from these niggas, and you automatically go into trying to love them past whatever neglect they mama gave them, okay? What the nigga learned early on from his mama was that he was not a priority. So when niggas learn early they're not a priority, sis, why do you come in making him a priority? Because that's where you go wrong at every time. Now, what this nigga learned how to do was chase validation, chase that he mattered, and chase consistency. And so that's why he go to weak women, ones who will make him a priority, because he know that that's what he was missing in his childhood. Now, where you went wrong, sis, is you was trying to prove that he was worthy, and you was trying to prove that he mattered. And what you should have been doing was taking cues from his mama and treating him the same way. Disappearing on that nigga for days at a time and let him try to figure out what you got going on. Because niggas love mysteries. They hate women who they can figure out, who routines stay the same. They like a woman out there who they don't know what she got going on. And when she come back, they got a lot of questions, but she don't got a lot of answers. Sis, y'all be losing because y'all stay telling the truth. Learn how to lie. So sis, the trauma at play here is neglect. The nigga learned early on he wasn't a priority. It's in your best interest to remind him that he's not a priority in your life until he makes you a priority in his. I'll see y'all on the next live. Y'all stay focused, stay beautiful, and stay fuck nigga free.
But when men turn around and use the same sort of advice, when they turn around and say, listen, lie to these women, when that is the type of advice, and that's been advice that's been around, especially in the black community, especially was towards men, tell them what they want to hear. Or you don't have to lie to them. They're going to lie to themselves. You call that, you condemn that. You say that's bad. You say be honest with them, be open with them, be vulnerable with them. But when you have people giving you advice, when they call themselves coaches, dating coaches, they're giving you advice that feels good, trying to give you an upper hand over a man by telling people play at his trauma, play at his weakness, then you wonder why. Right? And you'll create content, you create videos, and you'll condemn men. You'll say, why don't you open up to us? Why don't you be vulnerable to us? Why are we going to give you the keys to our own destruction? When you say this is why men aren't emotionally responsive, why they don't have emotional intelligence, no, they've been forewarned. They've seen it themselves. Now you have a grown woman, an older black woman dyeing a wig, dyeing a wig in the kitchen, telling you this is what you're supposed to do with men. And then, of course, you always go to the comment section. You always see how are people receiving this type of information, and they love it. They're eating it up. So when you hear advice from men saying, hey, go out here, lie to them. When she's asking you to open up, make something up. Make some unimportant thing up and watch how that comes up in the next argument, the next conversation, because that's going to show you the type of woman she is. You don't like that advice. You think it's not helpful. You think it's not honest. But if we're saying this is love and war and all is fair, all right, you have to come out here and first, when you see women telling you, here is your dating advice, this is your dating coach, I'm telling you to lie to men. I'm telling you to use men. Okay. Right? We know we don't really shame people. We just want to make people aware and highlight the consequences of your behavior. When you go and say the dating pool has piss in it, and you look across the aisle and you look at men and say, somehow it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. Understand they're going to look and say, shut the hell up about that. If you don't want to acknowledge that you are part of this issue, part of the problem, then I don't want to hear anything about what you have to say, especially when it comes down to consequences, because we can understand the majority of people coming online and complaining about the state of play. It's not men. Men are simply responding to the game and saying, okay, that's a new set of rules. Like you were in the league, and every year they come together and say, hey, we got to change this rule. Harden, you can't get away with that nonsense anymore. Okay, now what type of player are you? This is what men are doing. We're seeing, we're observing, we're not dumb. We're Say, okay, if that's the move, this is the play. And then I think they're doing a better job of giving that information, giving that game to the next generation and say, hey, this is the playbook, fill out what you can, but be aware this is happening. It used to be in smaller spaces. It used to be in barbershops, right? On the courts when we have our little outings together. But now you have social media. You have the ability for someone just to go on and say, hey, I don't even have to tell you what you should be doing as a man. I don't tell you what you should be doing. I just have to go and highlight and say, this is what they're saying. One of the greatest things that we should constantly be thankful for as men is that someone made a front-facing camera and said, hey, this is a spot where you can go post this video. Just say whatever you're thinking, whatever's on your mind. Say whatever else and post it out there. See what reactions you get. See how people talk about it. And you see the way they dog you out. Happily, without remorse. Someone fully saying, hey, yeah, I'm misandrous. You have to use these men for their resources, for their wealth, because they're worthless otherwise. If he's not doing X, Y, Z for you, he's useless. These are people coming on here that are broken and have their own trauma leading the way. Instead of Hot Wheels leading the way, it's their trauma, and somehow you're still at fault. If you cannot deal with your own ish to the point where you're giving women advice and saying, lie to men, okay, understand that works both ways. And when it's played against women, the way it ruins their lives, you have to understand that. You have to see that, because it's not just, hey, this relationship didn't work out. No, you carry that forward. It didn't work out. The next one didn't work out. And now you're hurt. Now you're questioning, why does it happen to me? Why can't I find this right person? Why can't I find this man? Why can't I find a father for my kids? Why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I? And it results in a life that you feel like you were cheated from. There's plenty of women who create content just like that, saying, I never had a shot. I never had an opportunity. I can't find the right person. I'm still waiting for the right person. I'm 20, 30, 40, 50. I still haven't found that. You have people that are in positions where you think, hey, you're a celebrity. Hey, you have all the attention of many people, yet you still came out of it at 50 years old alone. Crying to the rest of us that we should be aware that how come these men aren't acting right. You never want to question yourselves. You never want to question the advice that women are giving each other, the advice that women are celebrating, saying, yeah, men ain't worth anything. And it seems good to tell them that because you're just playing and telling them what they want to hear. It's covering up for the real pain that you have yet to deal with. Now, you don't have to deal with it. You don't, this is still America. You can deal with whatever it is that you don't want to deal with or want to deal with. But understand that when you move like this, you run off good men. And you may not know how to recognize it because the shield that's in front of your eyes, the lens that's coloring your vision is one of dysfunction. If one is hurt, is one of destruction. So you can't see what's good for you. You come across and you think everyone is going to do you dirty. Everyone is trying to take advantage of you. So you expect it. This becomes your reality. This is the prophecy, and it's self-fulfilling. So when you do come across good men, and I'm certain you've all met good men, but you can't see it anymore. This is the trauma. This is what you leave with. You're getting ready to say, how can I use this? How can I get away with this? Okay, that's fine. Deal with that. Just move out the way and don't be upset when other people not playing this game are getting better results, especially when they don't look like us, when they aren't from the Black community, when other races are not teaching younger women or teaching each other to move like this. They're telling other people like, yeah, this is what your role is supposed to be for a man. This is how you support him. This is how you unburden him. And this is how you are then going to get the things that you want from him. Rather than thinking that you can trick, cajole, or somehow deceive a man to do the things that you want him to do for you. Because it comes across if you don't understand men. Men want a woman that's mysterious because of his trauma of how his mom abandoned him when he was little. So let's continue to abandon him. Okay. Is that advice you would want people to take and do with your son? Right? Use his trauma that you inflicted upon him or the world inflicted upon him to get what they want? It's always the same thing until it hits closer to home that it's one of yours, when it's happened to someone you love, someone you care about. listen, I could be wrong. You know, I'm often wrong, but let me know down in the comments. You know, if you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to sound my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.